Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's get started and see what messages we have for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the week ahead. Now, keep in mind, these are general readings and may not resonate for everyone. So make sure to check out your other placements because you could have other messages there as well, which would offer you a more complete picture. All right, Capricorn, let's get started and see what the current energy is around the week ahead for you. Let's get started here for Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, what's the current energy around the week ahead? Okay, Caps. Bottom of the deck is to be fair. So you might need to focus on seeing what outcomes are beneficial for you and in service of others. When I see this to be fair card, that may be a consideration for you this week. Now, the first two cards coming out here are Here and Now in reverse, Deep Knowing, Breath, and a Leg Up, or Breathe, excuse me. Okay, interesting. So Capricorn, what this is telling me is that you're not grounded in the present moment right now. You might be feeling like a little detached from being here, and you're sort of needing to shake that off. You're needing to reground when I see this card here. And there's also this idea here that you may need to be open to receive support and assistance from others. And I feel like you have this deep knowing here that you might be a little closed off from receiving. You might not be receiving. You might be sort of shut down when it comes to receiving support. And somehow you're not really present in the now. You're sort of, you might be oscillating between the past and the future. And I almost feel like you're in a state of panic. It almost feels like you're panicking because you want to know where you're going to be moving forward. And yet, all you really need to focus on is where you're at right now. And it almost feels like you're at a place where you need to balance giving and receiving. And you can't just be giving. You can't just be in service of others. You also have to be in service of self. So how are you not showing up for yourself this week, Capricorn? What is your deep knowing about how being open to receiving could be something to ground you in the present? It's interesting. The energy around this reading is sort of suggesting that you need to shake off whatever you're focusing on right now. It's almost like it's overwhelming you, and it's almost like you need to go and shake it off by having some fun, by finding your breath, by becoming sort of a little bit still within. And I feel like you have to get that other energy moving. Like you almost need to go outside and run around or be in the sun or dance or go play, go do something that changes your vibration completely back into something that's grounded in whatever you're engaging in the present moment. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you need to wake up from some kind of thought pattern that is taking you in a direction where it's not here, it's you're not there yet. You need to be focused on being here, being connected now, not escaping where you're at. And you're being redirected back to that breath so that you can find that grounding and that awareness in the present moment that needs your attention right now. And it really feels like there's something that you may need to be open to not having to do everything by yourself. Like that you might need to be open to partners or assistance or support, you know, that you, yeah, it's interesting. Let's jump into the tarot cards and see if we can get some more information on this. Why is this here and now card in reverse? Queen of Pentacles is also in reverse. So Capricorn, that says to me that, yeah, you're really needing to be grounded in the present moment and in yourself. Like you don't, I feel like you don't have enough focus on the self right now. You're focusing more on the future, the responsibilities, you might be focusing more on others than you're focusing on yourself. And I feel like you could be focusing on others because you don't want to focus on yourself. It's almost like you're distracted from the self, and the reading is trying to ground you back into the self, because everything you're experiencing around you is actually a reflection of what's going on within. So by sort of not tuning into yourself, you're sort of missing what's being revealed to you in the now. Does that make sense? And the deep knowing card that we see here, I feel is guiding you towards something that you could be missing. Like I was just saying, it's almost like you're missing some signs here because you're not grounded in the now. And seeing this Two of Wands come through with that is saying to me, you know, you're at this place where it's like it's time to choose the path, the direction that you want to focus on, and to sort of not focus on the future, but it's like you're planting seeds for the future. And seeing the Two of Wands here tells me that you could be in a place of sort of resignation where you've found a comfort zone and you're reluctant to push yourself out of it. And yet that's exactly what you need to do. There is this sort of energy of needing to activate past your comfort zone and be open to some new ways of thinking, doing, believing, really turning that sword inwards on yourself to sort of have a look at, are you open to new ideas? Are you closed to new ideas? When it comes to your beliefs, are you overanalyzing things? Are you getting stuck? Are you judging yourself? Are you criticizing yourself? Are you revealing yourself? Are you showing up for yourself? These are sort of the questions that occur to me when I see this. And this idea here of being open to creating the life of your dreams. You know, I know that sounds a little cliched, but it almost feels like seeing that Two of Wands is saying you're not going to find it by staying in your comfort zone. So the life of your dreams doesn't exist in the comfort zone, Capricorn. You're almost needing to get a little uncomfortable here and to activate yourself, because it's sort of like choosing between your comfort zone and something new. And I feel like you've had enough of your comfort zone, you know? It's interesting. It's just not serving you anymore. It's not serving you anymore to stay there. Yeah, there's the Chariot guiding you to move, right? To overcome and move out of something that doesn't serve you anymore. And I feel like you're doing that. I feel like you're open to doing that, but there's something about giving, receiving, there's signs around you trying to guide you. You might be missing them. You might not be feeling open to something here that involves others helping you, supporting you, being allies, collaborating with you. It's interesting. Yeah, bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. So you're in a place where it's like there is separation between you and others. And it might feel like that separation is necessary, but I feel like you're almost at a place where you just don't trust. I feel like people have let you down in the past. And so moving forward, you're sort of maybe in this comfort zone of like, well, I just do things for myself and then I don't get let down. But it's interesting. It almost feels like whatever's coming up for you, Capricorn, is going to involve sort of needing to be open to others and not just in service of others, because I do feel like you're still serving others, but you're just serving others. You're not letting others serve you. Does that make sense? You're trying to do everything for yourself by yourself, and yet you're still wanting to be of service to others, but you don't want anyone to be of service to you. It's interesting. It's an interesting energy here. Let's have a look here. Let's clarify some of this. Yeah, 10 of Cups. Like, I feel like by opening up and being grounded in the present and sort of changing your vibration back into a place where you're open and grounded in the now, that's going to lead to a lot of emotional fulfillment for you, 10 of Cups. And there are signs of that around you now. And I wonder if you're seeing them, you're missing them. 6 of Swords here. That could be what will help you a little bit, is by getting distance from some of these limited beliefs around others. Yes, I understand you've been let down. However, you know, sometimes it might be that we're interpreting things as being let down, but, you know, it's an interesting way to sort of flip the script on this by saying that perhaps everything is always in service, even if it feels like it's a disappointment. Perhaps it's just an experience that you're sort of labeling that way. Like the Emperor in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you just don't trust people. You know, you have 2 sevens here as well coming out with that Emperor. So 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, both in reverse, really almost feels like giving up. And it would be giving up because you're hanging on to some stuff that's not serving you, you know. And it's interesting. It's like you're evaluating whether or not to let people in, whether or not to let people see you. And you're coming into a place where I feel like you could be lying to yourself a little bit. Sort of lying to yourself in the sense of that imposter syndrome, where you're doubting yourself and you think things about yourself that just aren't true. And they're very limited in their beliefs, right? And it's interesting. It's like you're being guided here to transition out of that sort of imposter syndrome where you think you doubt yourself, you don't trust yourself, because ultimately when we don't trust ourselves, we tend to manifest in the physical things that prove us right. And so it's interesting. You might start to have conversations that feel diminishing. Or you might start to feel that separation is because, well, people always let me down. And look, there's the Emperor in reverse again on the bottom of this deck behind the 3. It's interesting. Whatever you're carrying within, Capricorn, you will physically manifest representations of that in your external world, and they'll prove your limited beliefs right. However, I think your limited beliefs are just that. They're limited beliefs. So if we can expand those beliefs, I feel like you're going to see that emotional fulfilling beliefs and beliefs about yourself that are grounded in what you're doing now, not about past disappointments, not about past anything or future worries, that's going to really shift things for you. But there are things that need to be released here. And look at that. There's the Page of Cups again. You're getting a lot of the same cards here. And I think it's because the message for you this week really is to let go and to trust. To let go of these limited ideas around abundance, around others not being trustworthy, about not trusting yourself, about feeling like it's time to give up instead of time to push. You know what I mean? It's interesting. It's like things have been moving on a timeline or in a certain way that I feel like you're about ready to give up, but it almost feels like that would be short-sighted, Capricorn. And it would be almost, like giving up right before things have a potential to open up. It's interesting, this reading. So you're really being guided to not just serve others, but to also be open to others serving you. And that makes me feel like more self-care, more self-love is required, like really shifting your perspective on stuff and moving into a higher frequency where you're more open to receiving. Because once you're open to receiving from others, you're opening the channel to receive from the universe again, because you're always representing, or you're always you're always manifesting things in the physical that reflect whatever you're holding within you. You're manifesting a physical representation of it so that you can be confronted by it and be like, oh, okay, I understand. Like, this is happening in my external reality because, and then you fill it in with what you're holding. You know what I mean? Like, it's very interesting. Let's see what oracle message you'll receive to close this reading. Highest guidance for Capricorn. Okay. So these two came out together, focus and release. It's so true. I really feel like these two coming out together are perfect because it's a time of focusing and releasing, and you also got simplicity. So what that says to me, Capricorn, is this idea that by really focusing on what's going on around you, you'll be able to release a lot of things that are simpler than they appear. Like, if you can focus on the now, you will see all of the physical manifestations that you've created that are trying to show you what you're holding within. And if you can do that, you'll be able to release those things that are very limited. And that process will show you, I think, a simplicity in that you'll have this clarity and you'll only do what matters, releasing everything else. You know what I mean? This is a time now, like you're being guided to do this now and in the present moment here, because there's almost too much stuff around you that needs to be cleared at this time, and that clearing is going to make a big difference. It's time to relinquish things that just, you're holding them from the past. And they're coming to the surface and they're showing up as physical manifestations. So you might find that, like, for example, maybe you're experiencing a lot of things breaking down. Maybe you're experiencing a need for support, which is trying to push you to be open to receiving support. And maybe you're experiencing a lot of things breaking down that are outside of your knowledge or skill, maybe to repair on your own, because that is sort of the reflection of you needing to be open to receive assistance, to receive abundance, to receive assistance, to receive support. And that focus will help you release those limitations that you're holding within that are, again, showing up as physical manifestations right in front of you. It's very interesting for you this week. I think you're going to find that you're getting pushed out of your comfort zone. You're getting pushed out of it. And there's things happening around you trying to wake you up to see, hey, you're seeing this because you're carrying this energy. You're seeing this because you're not open to it. So be open to it. This is happening to open you up. This is all happening to break you wide open, Capricorn. And I feel like that breaking wide open is actually going to help you release things. And it's actually happening to serve your highest good right now, even though it may not seem that way. You might be misinterpreting all of these things breaking down around you as feeling like you're on the wrong path. But actually, it's all showing up as physical manifestations in front of you because you're so close to releasing these things that they're showing up right in your face to say, this is what you're carrying. This is what you're holding. This is what needs to be released. This is what's limiting you. This is what's causing you to doubt yourself and want to give up. And the point isn't to give up. The point is to break open so that you can really see what you're holding, what energy you're holding. Very interesting reading. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading, Capricorn. I hope it's helped and been, helpful in clarifying if you're experiencing a lot of things sort of showing up in the physical and wondering what the heck is going on here. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can find that link below. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and light, my friends, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Take care.